Hi, I'm Miranda, half an M&M Books, and today I'm going to give you my most depressing idea I probably had for a video, and it's my top 10 TBRs. Now, just so you guys know, I am very aware that most of these are very late to jump on, and I am very behind on a lot of these, but I'm confessing today, so let's get on with it. My number 10 is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. And for those who don't know, this is a book made up of short stories about Magnus Bane, who is a warlock in the series The Mortal Instruments. I have read the series and I have read The Infernal Devices, which he is also in. I just haven't gotten to reading this book. I see it all the time when I go shopping for books, or whatever you want to call it. I call it shopping for books. But I see them all the time, and I'm too cheap, and I need money, and I'm in high school, and I need to get a job, is what I'm saying. Now, my 9th book is Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman, and I haven't heard a lot about this book. I've learned about it through Emily. I do not own this, and she's ranted about it so many times to me, and I feel so bad that I haven't. I'm pretty sure it's a Western book, and she's really into Western books, and I haven't read a Western book yet, so it would probably be one of my first. Western books that I've read. Number 8 is more finishing a series than starting it, and it's the Lunar Chronicles, which I have read 2 books out of, and I really enjoyed them. And the 2 that I need to read are Crest and Winter, and these books are written by Marissa Myers. I really enjoy these books and I definitely recommend them. I just haven't gotten to finishing them because I took a very long break and I didn't feel like reading them when I got back from that break. Number 7 is Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and the reason I have wanted to read this for so long is because I've heard so much about it through book 2 especially. A lot of people recommend it. I do not own this book. I don't own a lot of books on this list, and I think that's the reason why I haven't read them really, is because when I don't own them, I usually don't have the motivation to go read them because I don't stare at them all the time and get really depressed when I don't read them. Number 6 is kind of weird because it's Six of Crows by Lee, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, Bardugo. Goodreads has a very good rating for it. I'm not motivated, but I really would love to read it. Number 5 is All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I do not own this book. Emily has read this book, and it is again one of the books that I've heard about through her, and she has ranted about it so many times. I think it's her favorite book, I want to say. Number 4 may be a little surprising because I know a lot of people have read it and I just haven't gotten the time to. It is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stefan Chluski. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. There is a movie out about this. I do not own it. I have heard so much good things about it. I just haven't gotten the time. I've really been looking forward to reading this when I do get around. Number 3 is so high on this list because there is a movie coming out about it and I really want to read it before it comes out. And it's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And I think this is the first book on the series that I do own in paperback, and I even bought the second one in hardcover because I'm poor and I can't afford anything but paperback. The second one on this is one that I have a huge story to go with actually, and it's Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. One of Emily's favorite, I think it is her favorite series. And she actually gave me the first book at the beginning of last school year, and I had it in my locker. It was sitting there, and I was going through my quarter books and reading my quarter books, and I wasn't reading that one, and she got really mad at me, and I think I gave it back to her at the end of that year because I hadn't got around to reading it, and she kicks me about it every time we ever talk about it, and I made her so mad because of this, but it's definitely one of the main ones that I need to get around to. Before I show you guys my first pick, I'm going to tell you some honorable mentions that didn't make it onto this list, either because I've read like half of it and I haven't finished it yet, or because it just didn't make it over the top ones. These aren't in any particular order, just a little disclaimer, they're not in any order. My first one is Looking for Alaska by John Green. Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, which I have, and I've read over halfway. I just haven't gotten to finishing it yet, and I'm really looking forward to finishing that one. Paper Towns by John Green, another one that I need to read. Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And then Young Elites by Mary Lou, who I've read some other books from and I really enjoy those other books. Now my first one that I have, the most depressing thing that I hide deeply, is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now this is the second book in a series, and I mainly say this because I have A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I've read, I've read 77 pages of it. And I actually got through these 77 pages because I woke up, I think, at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, wow, I really feel like reading. And I got up and I read 77 pages out of it, and since then I haven't touched it again, and I really need to finish it. But Emily keeps telling me that the second book in this series is so much better than the first, and I need to get around to reading it, and I'm looking forward to getting around to reading it when I get there, because these are 10 only, and the honorable mentions, even those, I have so many books that I need to read and get on. So there you have it. That's my top 10 TBRs. I know it was very hard to get through, and trust me, it was hard to admit, but I really want to get around to this. I've been going through a reading slump recently, and that's probably the reason that half of these are even on here, and I need to get back and read these soon because it's terrifying that I haven't. But there you have it.
Like and subscribe if you like this video, and tell us down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you like this video, and tell us down below what your, oh my gosh.
Tell me down below in the comments what your TBRs are. We'll see you next Wednesday with a new video. Bye. It still has its receipt in it. Oh my gosh. I need to get on that. That's terrifying. That's horrible.